Welcome back to the channel, Racer X here, and today I'm back with my good buddies at Courtesy Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Brandon, Florida, because they have a really cool car that I'm looking forward to showing you. Actually, today it's a truck, and I realize I don't typically do truck reviews, but this one is noteworthy. The Ram is sick, but today's truck, it's even more next level. I can't wait to show it to you. If you guys are brand new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe. You can do that right over here in the corner. Also hit that notification bell so you know when my new content comes out. Off we go.
T-minus 15 seconds.
And here is the vehicle that I wanted to show you. That is the Ram 1500 Bighorn Edition, but it's not just any regular Ram 1500. This happens to have the Rocky Ridge package on it, so it is truly a beast. I cannot wait to show you around this thing. It is just a really, really cool truck. So this thing did in fact start life as a $66,000 Ram 1500 Bighorn Edition. And you can see, I mean, it looks a lot like a Bighorn Edition would, except this thing is basically on steroids. So this is a company called Rocky Ridge. Now, they don't just do Ram trucks. They also do like the Silverado. They do the Ford F-150. They even do Wranglers and stuff like that. So this is a package that was put on this, but boy, it makes this thing absolutely stand out. And I don't normally do truck reviews. When I saw this thing, I was like, that thing looks like an absolute monster. It actually makes a TRX look small. I just compared it to that a minute ago. And so this package really does make a huge difference on the aesthetics of this particular truck. So I want to give you a quick walk around. And then also I want to jump into the features of this. It's a little hard to tell just how big this thing is because I'm not standing in front of it for reference. But man, I absolutely love this package on this truck. Now, as you would expect, this comes with a 5.7 liter Hemi under the hood. It also has this e-torque system. Ram has actually been doing this for a while now. And a lot of people think that means it's a hybrid. Well, it definitely is not. Really what that is it just helps the vehicle run more efficiently. It has regenerative braking. It helps with the towing to some degree. Really, a lot of the accessory systems on the truck are helped out by the e-torque system, which is pretty darn cool. Now, as you walk around this truck, you will see a lot of differences from a regular 1500 Bighorn. First of all, the Rocky Ridge package. Very cool. It's like a $26,000 package, but there's stuff all over this truck that make it really special. Obviously, you can see Rocky Ridge right here. Now, you can see the lights right here in the front. If you know what a TRX is, obviously, you'll see the lights up here on the hood. But anytime you have a vehicle that is a certain width, you have to have those three lights. Of course, this has a light bar here as well. Now, when you step across here, you really start to see the difference on this monster of a truck. Of course, you have the Rocky Ridge badges right here on the side. 37-inch tires, 20-inch wheels, absolutely beautiful on this truck. You do have, as I mentioned, this is a wider truck, so you have these fender flares that are painted body color. You also have these caliper covers under here that also say Rocky Ridge. And so you get over here to the side, once again, big old tires on this beast, and we get around to the backside. Now, back here, you do have a couple other cool things. You've got a performance exhaust system on this. This Ram actually sounds really good. And of course, I really like the black tips on this. A little bit hard to see the performance exhaust on this, but it is actually quite nice. You can see the Rocky Ridge plate there. And then of course we step over here once again, Rocky Ridge, no mistaking it. And then of course it's written right on the top in case you didn't see it in the other like 5 or 6 places. It's marked all over the place, and it gets better on the inside of the truck. This truck really does feel like a beast. Of course, it is lifted. It's a 6-inch lift kit on this truck. So when you're standing next to it, you realize just how big it is. Of course, this has puddle lights right here, the Rocky Ridge puddle lights that go down on the ground. Those are going to be really evident at night. And of course, when you open it, it's got these power running boards that pop out for you. It's kind of necessary also to be like pole vaulting to get in this because it really is sitting up high. And check out the interior on this package. I absolutely love this. Check out the seats. Like that, like kind of diamond stitching in the middle. It's got the Rocky Ridge headrest right here, and even over here you've got the gauge cluster with Rocky Ridge on it right there. So I mean, they added a lot of custom touches here. Want to kind of sit in this and show you, but even in the back, you can see it carries on over. So a really upgraded interior with this package. And here is the seating position in the 2023 Ram Bighorn with the Rocky Ridge package on it. I love the gauge clusters in these new Rams, so nice. And this center infotainment screen is absolutely off the chain. I mean, I really like what Ram did with this. So easy to control everything from there. Of course, as you look over here, a lot of room between you and the passenger over there. Once again, those seats look absolutely fantastic. Same with the back of this truck, a lot of room in the back of this particular truck. And of course, there's one other feature that I have not showed you. Of course, you've got your center storage right here. You can put your coins, all that good stuff in here. This thing actually slides back, and you can see how deep this is. You've got a place to put your phone, all that good stuff. Of course, right down in here, you've got your aux cords and all that good stuff. We slide this thing up. You've got a little more room in here. And of course, as we shut it and open it all the way up, this thing, here's my wallet there, guys. So anyway, this thing slides forward, and you actually have a safe. This is part of that Rocky Ridge package as well. So a locking safe right down in here. And of course, it will stay hidden if you slide this thing back. You wouldn't even know it was theirs. They just got in a whole row of these 2023 limited edition Ram 1500s. These are very nice trucks, and they sticker right about $80,000. Now, they have very nice interiors in them, a lot of little custom touches, but 80 grand for a 1500 limited edition. And all of these are almost the exact same price. They're all about 80 grand. And man, I parked this monster right next to them just for comparison. And it looks like an absolute monster compared to those. And this one is about 89 grand. So $9,000 difference to get that as opposed to that. So I just wanted to show you that. Now that I'm actually sitting in this, I realize what a brute this thing really is, because I'm looking way down here. I'm not used to something that sits up this high. I'm used to driving performance cars for the most part, so I sit relatively low. This is an entirely different deal altogether, but just as wide as a TRX in this, but sits up even higher. Matter of fact, I'm looking at those limited editions over there, and they look small compared to this monster. And I love the seats in this. As I'm sitting in them, they're very comfortable. They look very upgraded. And it has a little bit of a feel like a limited does on the inside of it. And you get all of the beefiness that this Rocky Ridge package offers. So I want to take it down the road real quick. Now, I do realize that this is not a race car. It's actually basically the opposite of a race car, but it is a nice vehicle to drive. It's got all of the street manners you would expect from a normal Ram 1500. I can hear the exhaust a little better in this one. As I mentioned, it does have that performance exhaust, but it handles really nice, and it actually gets out of its own way quite well. I mean, this 5.7 liter Hemi does a good job of getting this thing down the road. And yeah, it may not be quite as fast as a normal 1500 because it's got much bigger wheels. Of course, it's heavier because it's got the lift and all the other stuff going on. Not a lot, but it handles exactly like I would expect a 1500 to. Listen to this thing. That sounds good coming out of this. Wow, this thing is actually surprisingly quick for a big old truck that's lifted like this, all the good stuff. But I'm actually really impressed with the way this truck feels. Man, what a beast. So the argument for a truck like this has always been, look, should you buy it like this from the factory, or should you just buy a regular 1500 Bighorn and then do all this stuff yourself later and maybe try and save some money? And it's really two different schools of thought. One good thing about buying it done already from the factory is the fact that when you finance it, it's all already done. You just get in it and you enjoy it, and it looks like an absolute monster. And maybe you could do it a little bit cheaper if you just did each individual little thing, but this comes as a very nice, very polished, warrantyable package, and there's something to be said for that. And you know, it's not quite so easy. I mean, you're being without a vehicle all the time. I mean, if this is your daily, so you're just being able to buy something like this kind of has its advantages. And when you think, as I mentioned, if a limited edition is 80 grand or a little over $80,000, and you can buy something like this for 8,000 or 9,000 more, that's got all of this going on and just absolutely looks a world apart from a regular 1500. This might be something to consider. Now, I've been in some of these trucks that had the lift kits on them and the huge wheels and all the modifications, and to be quite honest, a lot of those trucks just don't drive very well. Well, this one drives literally like a normal factory truck, just on steroids, so to speak. So I mean, it's like, geez, listen to the exhaust on it. I've been just kind of Not too shabby. And this thing surprises me a little bit how quick it feels, knowing that it's carrying around a little bit of extra weight. You know, it's the 5.7, so I know that's the engine that, you know, doesn't really set the world on fire, but I still think it has its merits. I did a Durango review not too long ago. It was the same kind of thing. I'm like, this 5.7 is still a lot of fun to drive, and it's kind of the same thing with this, but this thing is next level. I mean, it's just a beast. I'm looking at a sunroof over my head that's about 4 feet long. This is one of those vehicles that falls into that because I can category, right? It's like, why does somebody need a car that makes 1,100 horsepower? And honestly, you don't. You do it because you can and you love it. This vehicle, very much the same thing. You don't necessarily need something as big and wide and as beastly as this, but people do it because they love it and because they can. Why not? Yeah, this is a really nice truck. I'm really enjoying this. Once again, this is a vehicle you could get in and drive it every day, all day long, in amazing comfort. It looks absolutely fantastic. It definitely makes a statement on the road. And I realize 90 grand, yeah, that's a lot of money. And maybe you could get a TRX for that. But this day and age, probably not. And like I said, you get something that is very, very unique and just an absolute beast on the road. I'm actually, like I said, I really like this thing a lot. Well, and there you have it. That is my review for the Ram 1500 Bighorn with the Rocky Ridge package on it. Man, that thing really makes a statement. I love driving it. It's a little bit foreign to me because I'm not used to driving something that feels just so massive. I thought TRX felt big when I drove it. That thing is on another level, but a really cool truck. Let me know what you guys think about this package in the comments below, and I will catch you on the next one. So until then, Racer X.